Yeah, it's a novelty.
So Deputy Dee's just going to say a few words first and then.
Yeah, well, this is in connection with our private members' motion this evening and tomorrow evening. It's on free travel. As you will be aware, the government will commission a report to examine the free travel scheme. Now, this government usually, when they set up a committee to examine these schemes, is usually a precursor to cutting back on entitlement. Now, as you will be aware, this government has already hit the elderly and the vulnerable very hard. According to my calculations, since 2012, 250 million per annum has been taken directly out of the pockets of the elderly, most of whom are living on fixed incomes. This free travel scheme costs 77 million a year currently. It's a very small amount in the total budgetary context, and you know, there's consternation amongst the elderly people from one end of the country to the other at the very thought that this scheme could be under threat in any shape or form. And we're trying to get an assurance from the Minister for Social Protection, who is now Taoiseach, tomorrow night, that either the review will be abandoned or that the various proposals in the review will not be proceeded with by the government. As you know, Joan Burton has said that she intends that the party which she now leads will govern more as much with the heart as with the head over the next 18 months. We're now given her an opportunity to demonstrate that.
Are you concerned this is going to go the way of medical cards?
I'm very much concerned. And also the way of prescription charges. You'll be aware that the government announced that they would abolish prescription charges. Instead, they've quintupled prescription charges. The medical card fiasco indicates that they use these reviews, as an excuse to cut back on benefit. You'll recall the situation concerning the free travel allowance, the free telephone rental allowance, where initially it was implied that they were making certain changes to it, and that was it, that satisfied their backbenchers at the time. The following year they came on and abolished it. So, any change in the free travel entitlement now will be seen as the thin end of what could be a very thick wedge. And the elderly people who have been in touch with me and in touch with various members throughout the country are extremely concerned, extremely distressed about this, because often more than 1/3 of those people don't have cars of their own. Even those people aged over 66 who own cars, they regard public transport as a safer mode of transport. They're worried about driving, and a lot of them can't afford the cost of a car any longer. So they're extremely worried. And we are trying to get some reassurance from them.
Deputy, the Social Protection Minister, the Transport Minister and the Public Transport Minister have been asked about this in the last couple of weeks since it was raised by Age Action, and they've all been pretty clear. There's a statement here from the Department, from the Minister, saying she doesn't envisage any changes to the benefits, and she's stressing that it's going to be, the review is mostly stressing fraud issues. Can there be any clearer what this review is ongoing?
This is patent nonsense. I mean, if you charge a fiver for a €60 fare, that's not going to prevent people from defrauding the system. If you restrict the hours of access, that's not going to prevent people from defrauding the system. Fraud has already been dealt with by the introduction of a new social welfare pass, which will contain the photograph of everybody who has free travel. That will deal with fraud. You don't need any separate review to do that. So what the Minister said there directly contradicts what the government appear to be doing.
One of the other issues that's arising in the review is the amount that's paid to the private operators, who have said in the recent past that they don't think it's sustainable anymore to carry services. If you were suspending the review, would that not in fact put the service at risk, because it will be enshrining the status quo in terms of the payment for the time being?
According to my calculation, there are 90 private operators. 7 million would sort that out. 7 million is a very small percentage of the 250 million that are already taken from the elderly.
Okay. We all set?
Thanks everyone.